Now I'm prepping to remove the gearbox, and as you can see I've got the inlet manifold off. What can I tell you about this? Well, it pretty much went according to plan, and I don't think there's anything other than what's in the Haynes manual. The only thing I would say is it doesn't tell you in the Haynes manual that the injectors, the plate that holds the injectors on, it talks about removing screws each end. But what you don't realise is that that plate is sort of clamping the injectors down, and you have to put a socket wrench down the tube of the plate. The plate's got these tubes on the end, I'll show you. So you need to put a socket spanner down there and undo that manifold bolt, that manifold nut just down there, and the same on the other one. It's 11 mil, the size of the socket you need, which is slightly unusual, but, well, same as the exhaust manifold nuts, I think. So you do need to undo those. Then you have to pull the injectors out, and prising them up you have to apply a bit of force. Obviously, you need to be careful not to break anything. And the other thing I would say is it tells you then to unclip this wiring harness from the fuel rail for the injectors. Unclipping it actually means it's held in just here by these things, and you see there's a little sort of protruding bit, and you have to push that backwards, and that can be slightly tricky. So that interlocks into a little plate that's on the injector rail, which I'll show you. Interlocks into this plate here. So you need to, I'm trying to think of the orientation, I think it might have been from the other side actually. You need to push the little pip backwards and then prise the thing up. It took me ages to find that, and that's not in the Haynes manual either. Doesn't tell you how to do it. One thing I did realise, looking at it now, is that I'm not quite sure why I had to remove the injectors at all, to be truthful, because they could have all come off together. You can see where the injectors go, just here. They could have all come off together with the inlet manifold. But I guess for safety, actually for safety, it's probably best if you do remove the injectors first, because this metal piece will poke out. So I then cleaned up the injectors a bit. They had a dark brown tar sort of sticky stuff on them. I tried petrol, that didn't work. I tried brake cleaner brake cleaner spray thing. And in the end, I actually used this isopropyl alcohol, and that actually shifted it. This stuff didn't do anything. Although that's usually pretty good for cleaning up just about anything. So I think that's it. So next thing to do now is to take the starter motor out. That's the only reason all this has to be taken off, is because you've got to get the starter motor out, and there's no other way of getting to it. So I'll get the starter motor off, and then I'll be able to start work under the car, removing the gearbox. Probably not this evening, but I'll be ready to do that tomorrow. A quick note regarding the removal of the starter motor. So I've just rested this back in here to show the sort of location, but this top bolt comes through from that side. For ages I tried to find the top of the bolt on this side, and you couldn't even get access this side. But it's just down, goes through the bell housing just down there, comes through and then into the casing on the outside of the starter motor. The other bolt is just the normal orientation, goes straight through and into the casting on the side of the block.